Well, a lot of people are speculating since it is an election year. We knew there was going to be some form of unrest, and it seems like this potentially could be it. Maybe there will be more so a race thing in the summer, just like we saw in 2020. But yeah, this is pretty crazy what's going on with these Palestine protesters trying to take over college campuses, jousting with frat boys, and a lot of people cheering the frat boys on as they try and keep the American flags up. They're trying to take the American flags down, put up Palestine flags. Guys, none of this makes any sense at all. And I kind of want to get into a bigger picture. Obviously, they're completely trashing these college campuses, but take a look at this. This is someone from Cal Poly. The name of this person is Case. Apparently, it's a female. She is protesting the university's role in the occupation of Palestine. So this woman graduates from Cal Poly, and I guess she's mad that Cal Poly is somehow, it's just these people have zero self-awareness whatsoever. She's blaming Cal Poly for their role in the occupation of Palestine. Now, when it comes to, and then she burns her degree or whatever. It's all performative. It's hilarious, honestly. But the bigger picture with this is these people that are protesting, you would think, and there's been speculation, and I'm sure a lot of this is true, that a lot of these people have been paid to do this, although you wouldn't think, someone like George Soros would fund this, because this is really bad for liberals. These people are extremely disliked, and they're known by the common folk as being liberal socialists. That's who's out protesting. And you've got 80% of Americans, according to new polls, supporting Israel over Palestine. It's a horrible look for Biden. And you've got the really far left people and the counter protesters who are supporting America and don't want the American flags to be taken down and the Palestinian flags to be put up, because that was another thing that was happening on these college campuses. They would take down the bigger American flags because America's disgusting, it's racist, and they would put up a pro-Palestine flag. And you know what? These people that like Palestine over the United States, they think America's worse. Here's a one-way ticket. Enjoy your time on the Gaza Strip. Go be a freedom fighter. There you go. But of course, none of them will do it. They don't really believe it. It's all performative. And so when it comes to a situation like this, these people, you would think they're left-wing. This is why I think Cornel West could be key for the Republicans, because Biden obviously is not going to go out and say, I'm supporting Palestine. It would be dumb. The majority of liberals don't even believe that, so you're not going to do it. That's why Biden's kind of doing 1 foot in, 1 foot out. He's trying to appease these idiot kids by saying, dangling a little, like cheese over a trap, saying, oh, we will take away some of your college debt. The new thing that just came out, the tweet I saw, possibly eliminating the college debt for the kids with the basically useless arts degrees. Just like a mouse with cheese, oh, we're going to take your college debt away. You really don't have to actually do it because these kids are so dumb. You'll just be able to retroactively keep saying it. Oh, it's the 2028 election. Kids, your debt is getting taken away again. Vote for me. You're all gerbils. So Biden really is in a tough situation right now. But the thing that really doesn't make any sense is the LGBT aspect of the whole thing. And Palestine is completely anti-LGBT. We remember, really, in terms of the United States, what was it at this point, 15 years ago? The Christian cake shop owner refusing to sell to a gay couple, and liberals completely lost their mind. They said it was discrimination. They said it was disgusting. And here are these same people showing their support for Palestine, going out marching, saying free Palestine. Boy, they really must hate gay people. If you want Palestine to be free, that's going to be a terrible, terrible situation for gay people in those places, because obviously it's a horrible crime and they would do way worse things than not selling you a cake, I'll tell you that much. So see how none of this makes any sense? Their logic just doesn't add up. None of their arguments make any sense. Palestine hates gay people. So why would you support them? Why do you want them to be free? And then they say, no, it's just the people. It's not Hamas. Well, no, they back Hamas. If you look at the recent polls, around a 71% rate, they support Hamas. Of course they do. I did see that they decided to remove that Rasmussen poll, Real Clear Politics. I don't know if that's a glitch or if they want to say Rasmussen is too conservative. Meanwhile, they leave Quinnipiac throughout all of 2020, even though they were just absurdly over-liberal, and it really made the polls inaccurate, but they left Quinnipiac up. Now they want to remove Rasmussen. I don't know if that's actually what's happening. Maybe it was just a glitch, but there was a Rasmussen poll that had Trump up 12, and obviously that's probably not accurate, but he is, I would say, up in terms of even just the general election, and I've gone over it multiple times when it comes to the head-to-head. You know, obviously it's not huge, but if Trump is leading the head-to-head going into election night, I'd be completely shocked if he lost, because he can still lose the popular vote by 2 or 3 points and very easily win the election, because a lot of these swing states are razor thin, and you're seeing states like Georgia, states like North Carolina start to lean more and more pro-Trump. If he can also get Nevada and Arizona going into election night being up by 4 or 5, it should be pretty smooth sailing, I would say. And these protests, because these are kind of left lunatic people, the question is, obviously right now they hate Biden. They think he should support Palestine. These are the type of people Biden needs. They're all younger kids. They all have extremely limited political knowledge. They're very limited life experience. Biden needs these people. This is how he was able to win in 2020. It's hilarious how the media paints this connotation. It's like, oh, Democrats are more smart because they went to college. And by the way, this is a common opinion with a lot of these college kids. They supported bin Laden and they said, no, bin Laden was within his right. 9/11 was perfectly fine. It was a response to the disgusting actions of the racist white man in America interfering in the Middle East. And then CNN wants to school us and say, the liberals are so much more educated. They're so much smarter. Meanwhile, it's all just a bunch of groupthink. And these people, because they're so naive, it's so easy to manipulate them. And that's why they support things like 9/11, like bin Laden, like Palestine. It's very easy to manipulate these people, and they hate any type of white ownership of land. That's a no-go for them. So that Israel is a no-go for them. And they get into these echo chambers. And I'm not saying conservatives don't as well. Absolutely they do. But a lot of these kids, they go to these campuses, and the campuses are bubbles. And all of their professors, 97, 98% liberal. You would think if these college campuses actually wanted to prepare kids for the future in the United States, or really anywhere, you would have a diverse, this is funny, they always talk about diversity when it comes to race, but there's no political diversity at these college campuses. So they're like, we need a quota where it's got to be 30% black, actually maybe less Asian, because Asians are very smart. It's like they had to raise the standard for Asians to get in. But in general, it's like they need the quota system. They need a certain amount of X, Y, and Z in terms of race. But then when it comes to your political opinion, we're all radical liberals. We all love socialism. We all want to live in a 1-bedroom apartment all of our lives. Let the government fund everything for us. We're anti-car. We want to rely on public transportation, rely on the government for everything in our lives. They will tell us what to do. They will tell us when to put a mask on, when to take it off. They basically become a human version of a robot, and then their views get reinforced by the mainstream media, by CNN, by MSNBC. If you believe anything outside of the normal, you are just a disgusting conspiracy theorist. You're so insensitive. Oh my God. And so that's how these kids get into these groupthink things. And you're seeing more of these kids that are college educated. It is obviously not meaning much. I'm not saying all college kids are out here protesting, but I'm just saying it's very easy to manipulate these kids into doing certain things that maybe they really don't think through, and say, hey, maybe you look at Palestine and what they believe, it's probably not good. Maybe we should actually be supporting Israel based on their views. They align more with me in terms of gay rights, being more progressive, feminism. And it's like, but no, they still support Palestine. And I understand some of these people, they're probably paid, but none of it really makes any sense. So in essence, I do think this will help Trump, you would think, because it's so hated by basically everyone. And we will have to see how some of these polls end up reacting to these protests by undoubtedly very far left socialist people who I do think would probably be a part of the Cornel West voter bloc. They were probably voted for Biden in 2020. I think it's going to be a big problem for him if they go to West or maybe just sit out the election entirely, because a lot of them, and I know you'll say, well, at the end of the day, they'll be fear-mongered. Trump's worse than Hitler. If you vote for Cornel West, you're throwing your vote away. You're basically voting for Trump. Obviously, that's going to be a big thing the Democrats talk about to these people, but we will have to see if it ends up mattering. That's going to do it for this video, guys. Make sure you follow me on X. Link to that's always in the description.